Hey, what's up, D?
What's up,
It's
baby?
your boy in the building. It's that first episode. Y'all know me, Benji, aka from Tanglewood. My boy D's out here. Tell the people what's up,
What's
D.
going on, man? It's your boy Delvin. We about to get this B&D connection going, man, and we definitely want to hear. We're gonna give y'all a little introduction, and then we'll introduce it to the world and let the world, give their opinion on it, and man, we kind of go from there.
Man, D, look, I'm so nervous, bro. I done forgot it's the B&D Connect, man. Nah,
Nah,
look, hey, I appreciate it, bro, because I know these past couple months we've been trying to get it together, and we finally did it, bro. So, hey, I'm glad we had the time to do it, start it. It's out there, fellas.
yeah,
So, I mean, D, you putting in all that extra work with the kids, and your work, and I'm doing the same thing. So, this the time we got right here to give it back to the people, man.
yeah, man. That's what I tell everybody. Like I'm big, around the community here in this Texas area. Have my youth organization, and I've been doing that for a few years now, coaching things of that nature. And my whole little objective is to give back to these kids because what Ben and I started from, we didn't have what him and I are giving. So we just trying to give back, man, and just show these kids that is more out there in this world, not just sports, uh, anything of that nature. It's about life itself. So that's what we want to give to these kids, man, and just let them know, shit, you have a future and you can be anything that you want to be in this world. So we just gonna give it to them, man.
And D, just on, what you just said, because even though where we grew up, the 504 area,
Right,
and I know you're in a different area code now.
right,
Um, if it wasn't for the people that actually was in our life at the time when we were playing sports and giving us the opportunity to actually get out there and play,
right.
because I mean, what it is today to what it was when we were coming up, yeah, it's not the same.
Nah,
I mean, I know our parents were working,
right,
you know what I'm saying,
right.
to keep us doing, roofs over our head, feeding us. And trust me, man, like I see what it is now, and I'm sure you see it.
Yeah,
Um, where we come from, it's not the same. I mean, we come from that area where everybody know where we
right.
from, and that area. I mean, yeah, it produces a lot of professional athletes, but it ain't an easy way to get to become a professional
Nah,
athlete.
definitely not easy, man. It's definitely hard. It is. It takes that time, man. You got to be dedicated, and uh, like Ben, we played from Biddy all the way to middle school until you left the state. Man, I just remember, just being in that environment with our peers, and we always looked at it as if, like, man, we wanted to be something, you know, whether it was playing football, basketball, baseball, whatever it was. But for the most part, we was normally playing, you know, football and basketball. We would bring out the buggies, use the Winn Dixie buggies, and we playing basketball on the Winn Dixie buggies. Like the kids, they don't even know anything about that. And like I
Nope.
tell everybody, man, it was like I think with how I got into coaching was from our middle school coach. From our middle school coach, he he inspired me to to want to coach. And man, this guy, he was such an amazing guy, and I think that's what kind of like brought me to the whole of coaching, and making sure that the kids, I put the kids in the right position in order for them to be successful. But man, yeah, we came a long way, man. We have.
Yes, sir, man. And I know those coaches too coming up. I mean, I don't know if you still reach out to them or hear about them. Um, I guess we can give them a big shout out because I mean, for us to share that now, I'm sure they're appreciating it. You know, when they see this, because they definitely gonna say, "Wow, we made a difference for those two
Right,
guys." And even, you know, like you said with the baskets, man, I still remember the plastic hoop that we would even take the little kid plastic hoop, put it on a grill,
right,
you know, to try to get it to look like it's 10 foot,
right, right,
but we can still try to play, you know, and I remember them days, man, like, and then we would go play on a court, a real
right,
court, and we was like, people looking at us like, man, y'all ain't even got
right,
basketball goals where y'all
right,
at,
right,
you know, and we still put it together, you know,
right.
like, yeah, man, it's amazing what fundamentals we had, and then when we got to that court, we knew what we had to do.
Right, right. Like,
Um,
and it's crazy. Like you was always, that brother or whatnot. And it was more of the, like, remember I went to Nicholson and played, and you at Wagman, and I'm like, man, you know what? I want to go over here with my brother. I'm gonna go play with him. Oh, and we made it work. Think about it. We never practiced. We never practiced. And we made it work. And still, what? We made it to the playoffs, winning games, and we made it work, man. We made our, I would say, our poverty, because we grew up in poverty, but at the same time, it was like that was our outlet. Sports was our outlet in order for us to have a good time. And then, so we back to reality. We back to reality, and like I tell everybody, man, we ain't live no better than the next man. That, our friends, we ain't live no better than
nope.
them or whatnot. But we came a long way, and I think it kind of humbled us, and it made us who we are today.
And you know, D, I could say like you just said that. Like we were brothers growing up.
Right,
We still brothers to this day.
right,
And it was like, you know, and people don't even know, man. We had to call each other on house phones back in the day. We ain't
right,
had no cell phones or
right,
nothing like that.
right,
And we used to have to time it right when we knew, knew when, hey, Delvin should be up by
right,
now, or
right,
you know, Delvin should be home by now.
right,
Like that's how we had to communicate. Hey, let's meet here.
right.
And yeah, it's crazy, man, what the technology is now and what we had then. Because even back then, you know, I mean, I know you was getting recruited by everybody on the West Bank.
Crazy. Yeah.
it, and I'm sure the East Bank was trying to get you too,
Yeah.
you know. But back in them days, it was like, look, man, if it was close enough for us to walk to it, or if we had a ride, that's the only way we were gonna get there.
Right.
You know, it was like no matter what, hey, me and you was going.
Yup.
Like, hey, we got to be there for 5, 6 o'clock. We going.
Yup.
There was no telling us we can't get
Right.
there. We would think about it. How far is the
Right. Right.
walk?
How far is the walk? And that's what. And look. And I tell my son all the time. Him and his friends, man, they don't realize how fortunate they are, because, like, I'm picking you up. I'm bringing you to practice. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing you home, man. We didn't. That wasn't luxury for us. We had to walk. It didn't matter. Like, we had to walk to practice. We had to walk the games if we needed to, or we was in the back of the bed of the coach's vehicle, and we just winging it. You know what I'm saying? And man, these kids, they so fortunate, man, to where they don't realize the type of what they have now to what we had, because we never had that. Never had that. And
And,
it's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy.
Yo, and you know what? When we was in the back of them vehicles trying to get a ride, it was never warm out. It
Never.
was always
Always
cold.
cold, man.
It was like, man, how is it this cold in the
Right.
South?
Always cold.
But I tell you what, though, when I moved up to the New York State, man, it was like I wasn't doing that
Right,
again.
man.
And look, and it wasn't even like worth it up there, bro. Because I don't even think you be able to play by the time you got to
Right.
the gym, bro. That's how cold it
I
was
don't
up
even
there.
think I could even imagine playing in New York, man. I couldn't do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't do it at all. But that's why I say, man, it was like, especially like when you left, it was like for me, it was like man, what I do. So of course, I ended up going to the private school. I'm like, shit, my brother gone. Let me head over here to the private school and see what it is over here. And like like Ben said, like you said, man, I was kind of like that. I was getting recruited by every like high school in the New Orleans area. And man, I was when I look back at it now, and I'm like, man, like I would always tell myself, like, dang, man, I must have was pretty good to be able to get, this one or that school or this school, and it was like it was almost like you felt like you was. I felt like I was like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like
Yeah, yeah.
people was just they was happy. They wanted to see they wanted to see you play, and they wanted to see us. And man, like I tell everybody, man, like I remember our early team. Like man, just think about how dominant we were at such a young age. I tell like I'm out here in Texas now, and I tell people that they were talking about Carter High School. I was like, man, my middle school was Carter High School when we played. Think about like how you had teachers, you had students, like everybody looked at us as if we were like these big old superstars in middle school. And man, it was crazy how we had it at such a young age. And I think it kind of helped us somewhat as we got older. And man, I just like I say, man, you always been a brother. And man, I really like when you left, like a part of me was like, damn man, where my brother at? But man, we try to stay in contact as much as we can. And shit, man, before you know it, you calling me on the phone like, man, D, they calling me, what they call you, Cajun,
Raging
Raising
Cajun up
Cajun
there,
in
man.
New York City. And man, I loved it. Like I really felt like I was like, man, I love the fact that look, you learned everything from down south and you took it up north. And it was like when I heard you say raising Cajun, I'm like, man, I salute them. I salute them. Like, man, Ben, how many yards you rushed for the day? Oh man, I had such and such. And think about it, Ben. This was back in the days we using what calling cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I was happy for your success as well on what you did in a city and state of New York or whatnot, and in the cold. Let's throw that out there too, in the cold weather. But man, like I said, man, I tip my hat off to you, man. And shoot, man, we gonna make this. We gonna make this work, man, and we gonna put this in for years and beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, and D, you know you, man. You was in that limelight already, bro, when we was coming up too. So and when I used to hear it too, man, it motivated me. Even though we were 1,500 miles away, 1,200 miles away, we still, kept our competitive edge
Right,
and still was out there trying to make a name for ourselves.
right, right.
And And I could say, hey, look, I appreciate every minute moment we had growing up because I'll be honest with you, bro. If I wasn't competing against you, I probably wouldn't have been doing it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And that's what drove me to, hey, I gotta be at my on my A game really much. You know what I'm saying? I can't because I know what it is out there to have somebody pushing you,
right,
and when they pushing you to get you to be better. They ain't pushing you to push you out the way.
right.
Just want you to be just as good as them, if not better.
Right, right. And look, and
And
that was always my MO with you. Like, hey, look,
yeah,
shit, if you gonna be here, man, Ben, we gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Like
yep,
we have to do it. And remember, I told you this story. I said, man, another friend of ours, he was like, man, I didn't realize that boy Ben can move. I said, bro, run, dog. I'm telling you, he can get out and go. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. And sure enough, when he saw it, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like damn. But yeah, man, I loved it because I knew, like I saw the talent in you as well, and man, we did whatever we can do, man, to make it out of the hood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We did whatever we
yeah,
can do, and I don't know if I shared the story with somebody. Like I remember, my mama, she wrote a check, and she was like, "Hey, bring this up to the office." I brought it up to the office, and then man, like something was like, "Man, look at that check. See how much rent is." Cause think about it, that's all we was paying back then. Lights was paid for, water, everything was paid for. When I looked at it, $400. I was like, man, man, that's cheap. You know what I'm saying? That's cheap. And think about it, like both of us, man, we came from single parent homes, and man, like our moms, we had siblings, man. Our moms, man, like they did whatever they can do for us. You know what I'm saying? For us at such a young age. And remember, we started out 14 years old, we working at the restaurant, busting tables.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Busting tables. And
yeah,
that's the thing, like a lot of people don't realize, like, man, like we had to get it from ground up or whatnot. Because shit, we want the sneakers that this one have or whatnot. Yeah, we can't get the calls, but we're gonna try to get the sneakers. And for the most part, shit, man, we getting up. Ben, think about it. 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. Most kids sleeping on the weekends. Waking up Saturday, getting ready to watch Saturday cartoons with a bowl of cereal. Nah, shit, we wasn't doing that. So we was young, and even prior to that, at such a young age, we was still we had to we grew up so fast, and like we never had a childhood, and like even for my kids now, I'm making my point, Ben, to be like, say, son, dog, look, y'all gonna do this, you're gonna be a child, because I know when we came up, we couldn't be no child. You know what I'm saying? We washing clothes at 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? We washing dishes at 9 and 10 years old. We may even had to cook at that age. You know what I'm
true,
saying? We may even had to cook.
true.
You had to cook for little brother, little sister, because that's how we came up, and that was the environment. And man, it really like it. I really believe that it helped us. You know what I'm saying? It helped us as men, uh, human individuals. Like I really believe like that helped us, because our living been, like I said, it wasn't no better than the next one.
And you're right, because I mean, all them apartments that were back there, all them people that live back there, and we still friends with a lot of
Right,
people that live back
right,
there, um, and I know they gonna be on this show with
right,
us, and they gonna get to tell us some stuff,
right,
in future episodes coming up. Um, but you're right, man. Like it changed my life. I mean, it's it's one of those things we appreciate it because we preparing our kids for that,
right,
and we know we don't want them to go through that.
right,
So
exactly.
we putting it, you know, putting it forward because if we don't, yeah, our kids will be doing the same thing that we went through, and we said, nah, we're not gonna go that
Right,
route. I mean, that's something we knew we had to change
right,
that cycle.
right.
Um, but I mean, D, I know we got a lot to talk
Yes,
about.
sir. Yes, sir.
So
It's only the
so
beginning.
I mean, look, and people gonna reach out to you. They gonna reach out to me. Listen, I mean, I'm on Facebook. I know you on Instagram.
Mhm.
Um, reach out to us. I mean, look, it's just starting. It's season one, bro.
Right,
We, you know, we not getting paid to do this.
right,
We just getting out to some individuals that may need a little you know subscription to come and say, hey, man, I want to get on that B&D Connection. I want to see what they talking
right,
about.
right, right,
And I mean, I know my kid. I have kids, but my kid is playing softball, and I'm trying to sign up for basketball next month. So, I mean, look, look, us growing up, we played tennis ball, hardball, or whatever
right,
we had,
right,
So out here, they play softball, so they have
right.
options, and I know, for your son that's out there, he's love, man. I watch your Instagram, and he's tearing it up in football. So I see where he get it from.
Yeah, and my thing is, like I say, man, I try to keep dude as humble as possible, and just tell him like, man, just keep working. Just if you want your life to be easy, if you want your life to be easy, future. Work hard now. That's what I always tell him. Ben, that's our motto. Man, work hard now. And he'll tell you. Like when you Uncle Ben, man, man, my daddy told me, man, look, I gotta work, I gotta get it now. And for the most part, everything else gonna come later on. Cause the man up above, he see hard work.
And he pays off too.
Oh, yes, sir.
He does, man. He does. You I know you got some upcoming events coming up with your son. Uh,
Yeah.
because I know look, look, you're gonna be everywhere in the next couple months or so. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
man. We got
Um,
7-on-7 coming up. We're gonna we playing our first league next Sunday. Next Sunday. Me and the other coach we met earlier today and we talked about, the things that we have going on. So my I have me and the guy, Coach Nick, we have our own little youth organization. So we 7-on-7, we do track, but for like this upcoming uh week, we're gonna have like I say 7-on-7, getting the kids prepared, and man, we ready to rock and roll, man. We ready to rock and roll. Do it nice for the kids.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And look, I know we got a couple weeks left for NFL football.
Yes, sir.
Um, and I mean, we still got a lot of people out there that's rooting for some teams that I know that are still in the contention. But um, I know you and I got on some apparel on that ain't really probably teams that we
Right, right, right.
that that's out there. But I mean, hey, I think I bought this hat because it was a different hat. So
Yeah, yeah, and you
yeah,
know this my organization, so I
see,
gotta
yeah, see,
represent for the Bears, and look, everywhere I
hey,
go, they be like, man, oh, you a Chicago Bears fan? I'm like, nah, it's just my organization. Like, they
yeah,
just don't know, but yeah, man,
yeah,
I can't wait to see this football, man. Who you having the Super Bowl?
man. I tell you, if I told you, man, they ain't gonna get there.
Already. Oh, Dallas Cowboys, huh?
Oh man,
Well, I'm gonna tell you who I'm picking. I'm gonna go back with the Bengals. Right? I'm gonna go back with the Bengals in the AFC. In the NFC, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Philly.
I mean, they the ones that's playing still a good ball. So, and don't get me wrong, the Bengals should be able to get back there again the way they've been playing.
Been playing some ball, man. They definitely been playing some football, and that's
They
what we want to
definitely
see. Some good old football.
and I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you too, D. I'm gonna change the sport now. Uh, NBA and college basketball, and I could tell you, you've always motivated me to watch that college.
Yeah,
So, I mean, because no lie, yeah, college is these guys are trying to make
right,
money,
right, right.
and and to see uh, some things, and I mean, I'm sure you know a couple kids that are in college now too. Uh, UConn is playing some decent basketball. They lost a couple games now, but they got to get them losses out the way because it's you can lose now, but when you got to get that invitation, that's when you got to have all those wins to
Yeah,
keep going.
right.
You know.
Right. Like, and I've been big on college ball, me playing college basketball. And right now I've been watching the kids from the DFW area. I've been watching the kid Keontae George at Baylor. I've been watching kid from Kentucky, Casey Wallace. I've been watching kid at Arkansas, Anthony Black. I've been watching Colin Smith at Vanderbilt, and oh man, it was another kid, Griffin at Alabama. So I've been watching those kids. Oh, and Ontario, he's at Texas, and all these kids are in this DFW area.
Yep.
Out of those kids that I named, man, I want to say five of them played in the McDonald All American game last year. Yeah,
Wow.
which was amazing. And they said that like that was the most ever in one city. And man, these kids, man, they phenomenal, man. I'm being honest with you. Like I love watching those kids. Like even to this day, I go and check out the high school games. I go to the high school, basketball games. And
Yeah.
right now, I've been watching Duncanville. That team is number one in the nation right now, which is out in this area. And they looking pretty good too, man. They looking real good.
So I mean, and nowadays they play all over the world.
Yeah,
Now they get to
right.
travel, um, which is I guess is great to actually say, yeah, they're the number one team in the
Yeah,
world because they go and play these other
yes.
teams that's in another state.
They
That is a difference than what we had from growing up.
way different. Like man, Ben, these kids was just in the Bahamas about 3 weeks ago, man. Who does that in high school? Like these kids
Yeah,
are playing basketball in the Bahamas. Like, come on, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
some people haven't even been to the Bahamas, and these kids are between the ages of 15 and 18 years old, and they're in the Bahamas playing basketball. It can't get no better
Yeah.
than that.
Nah, man, I tell you that sports has changed, man,
Yeah.
and it tells you how much money's involved in
Yes,
it. Where
sir.
where the sponsorships are able to help teams get to and from these
Right.
places. Not only that, they're being taken care of in a safe way.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Um, but I know uh, you mentioned a lot of kids in college, uh, but and I know a guy that's actually playing, uh, Mr. Andre Jackson for the UConn team.
Hmm.
Uh,
Check them
I
out.
watched him grow.
Kid can play.
I watched him growing. I mean, and look, from the area that I was in, New York, small town, and athletes. That it's not like everybody is gonna come out of that little town. They may come around that little area,
Hmm.
but for that little city, he's actually putting Amsterdam on the map. Because he's an athlete.
Right, right, right.
And and he's got a brother, Marcus, that's playing at the University of Albany.
Okay.
So I watch them because I know they play. And then they got some high schoolers that are coming out of college here. They'll be coming out this year, and I'll be watching them play. Uh, they got some guys that I remember coaching up there on the rec league that we was a part of. Wishful Thinking was the organization
Oh,
that did that one,
okay.
and those guys, they're still doing it to this day, and it's been going 10+ years already. Um, but they got some guys that are in college, community colleges, still playing
Right,
basketball,
right.
and actually a friend of mine, his son is playing for a small college called Geneseo.
Let's see. Okay.
He's a Griffin. His last name Griffin.
Okay.
But he had an injury, so he's trying to get back on the court. Um, I'm sure he probably gonna get mad because we talked about him on here, and
Look, it's
he's
all love. It's all love,
look,
baby.
yeah, look, you know what? Hey, I hope we could put together a segment when we have some of these athletes on here and could give back also. But I don't know about you, D, but um, man, I'm excited, bro. Like this B&D Connection started. Uh, this the episode 1, man. Um, I mean, if anybody, that I know, I mean, and we still gonna know people that we don't know each other,
Right,
that we don't know. They're able to reach out to us. And look, it don't matter what time it is.
right.
Look, we gonna do what we got to
We're gonna do
do,
what we gotta do,
to get
man.
the message.
Yes, sir.
Um, but it's one of those things. I know me and you could talk forever,
Right,
bro, because we've just been friends
right,
forever. Uh, but I mean, it's one of those things. You know of anything else that you might want to you know reach out to somebody, or maybe an organization uh, that we may not have talked about. I mean, something. You know, if you want to get on the show with us, hey,
yeah. Definitely reach out.
reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely reach out. Reach out.
Um,
We want to hear your story. Everybody has a story. It's just a different story. So we definitely want to hear you guys' story. And man, just come and be a part of the B&D connection, man. Come and be a part of it because we opening up to everyone. Everybody. We want to hear everyone's story. Everybody has that story to tell.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, what it is? We in January 23. I ain't worried about the date anymore.
Yeah.
Um, look, this is one of those things. If we gotta do it every week, we do it every week.
Yes, sir.
We here. Come on, you know what I mean? Like let's get it. Let's get it out there. It's free. It don't cost nothing.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we get to see these other guys podcasting and they doing it for, I'm sure some type of sponsorship or something. But yeah, we just doing it for fun. And if you got anything, look, y'all know I'm on Facebook. Um, Delvin's on
Right,
Instagram. If you ain't got our numbers, you gonna get it.
right.
But I don't know, D. If you feel like we need to uh, get at anybody, I mean, D. I know D's been pushing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hit him
I
up.
got I,
Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
got a couple of this. I got a couple of on board. I think this next episode. We're gonna have a guest on there in this next episode, man. I think this gentleman he has a lot to say, and I think the world need to hear him. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, yo, listen, man. I can't neither because I'm like, listen, I don't even want to get off because I just want to keep
Right,
going. But um, and look, I mean, if everybody and anybody that's gonna get on here, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be a guest, and you're gonna be that feature. I mean, hey, that's what we here to do is to help not just the kids, but maybe some adults may need some,
yeah,
little motivation.
right,
'Cause I know, it ain't just about kids too. I mean, we were kids too, but we want the adults to, also get on here and speak. Um, my daughter, she was excited to see you today,
yeah.
dear. She was like,
I tell
she's like,
I
oh
have
my
I
God.
told her I'm gonna give I gotta when I go back to the stadium. I
Yeah,
definitely am gonna send her some Cowboys gift. Even though I'm a Saints
yeah,
fan,
but
but I'm gonna send her that gift though.
it's all right. It's all right. Her mama got some of that same stuff, man. Look, look. I even got some Saint
Right,
stuff,
right,
bro. I still represent it. I don't let it go.
right,
I still represent, man. I ain't never, I know that's where I grew up, and a lot of people be like, "Man, you from the 504?" Like, yeah, you don't talk like it no more. I said, "Cause that's what happens when you move out, move back in,
right,
move out, move back in. Man, you lose a little bit of
right,
it."
right. But yeah, man,
But
I really felt like this was a great episode, man, and so we ready to rock and roll, man. Let's launch it.
yeah, 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 man. Well, look, I mean, it's about that time. I mean, next episode is coming soon. I mean, you and I know, me and you, we here.
Right.
Hit us up,
Yes, sir.
and I mean that's gonna be the new thing for us. And I'm trying to make sure nobody else is trying to get on here now because sometimes this thing want to like tell you, oh, somebody want to join,
Yeah,
somebody want to
yeah.
join. Look, I'm like, man, hold
Right.
on, you can't join right now. Hold on.
Right, right.
But all right, D. Well, if that's what it is, man, this our first one. We gonna go ahead and hit us up,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Next episode coming to you soon,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Sir.
I'll holler at you in the next couple of days or so,
All right.
y'all. Come
See
on,
y'all later,
we
man. We
here.
here. B&D. Right.
What that shit sound like?